Good afternoon. We're going to do a series of videos about this boat, our experience of this boat, and some of the problems that we've been having, especially in regards to the finish, interior finish. It's going to be advice for somebody who wants to buy a new narrowboat. This video in particular is going to be about advice for whoever wants to or is considering buying a new build narrowboat. It's bits of information that we wish we had before we went ahead and made our mistakes. So if it's not going to be for you, then obviously, by all means switch it off. However, I would like to just go back to our last video, which showed the launch of our boat. We put it up originally, I thought it was the 15th of November last year, but it must have been the 15th of December. But it was up for a couple of weeks, and we received a phone call asking us back from Aintree, asking us to take it down because it showed a couple of what looked or could be perceived as dangerous practices. So without wanting to alienate them, not wanting to fall out with them, we took it down immediately. We've now gone through 12 months of really stressful times, haven't we? I've lost a lot of sleep, worried about this, that and the other. I'm sure I've bleed developed also. But so we thought, right, okay, the 12 months is up, warranty, there's still a snagging list the length of my arm. They won't answer our calls, they won't reply to us, they won't reply to our emails, so we'll put the video back up. And to be fair, it had the desired effect, didn't it? Yes, it did. We then opened up communications again, and to be fair, it's been reasonable since then. We have had some negative comments in the video, which is fair enough. If that's what when you put yourself out there, then you open yourself up to that sort of thing, which is fine. We treat that with the contempt it deserves. But we've had a few pretty nasty ones. One hoping that the boat was full of holes and it sinks with us in it and all that sort of stuff. But we just thought we would explain why we put it back up. And to be honest, this is all part of our journey. We started the videos when we went away to Morocco in our motorhome. We were going to do a big trip, 8 months. We thought it'd be great, let the kids know where we are and let the kids know that we're all safe and well, etc., while we're away. And that was the only reason they went up. That trip got it's easy for you to say. That trip got called short, didn't it? In as much as we had to return back to the UK and in relation to the boat. So we thought we would just carry on doing the videos as because part of the journey. And to be honest with you, I'd love to look back now at my grandma and my granddad on video and see what they were like, mum and dad even. And we have a grandchild on the way, and in a few years' time, well, we might not be here, but at least they can look back and say, oh, well, that was your granddad, that was your grandma, this is the kind of daft thing they used to do, etc. And that was the whole reason we continued doing it. And that launch was part of that journey. So we put it back up and obviously got the flack that we did. So we then put it back up, as we said, and then Aintree got in touch and asked us to take it down because it was filmed on private land, which it was, and then we didn't have permission, which is fair enough. So we complied immediately, didn't we? And we took it back down. So that's the reason for the video going back up, and that's why we took it back down, just in case. So back to this one.
But communication has opened up again between us and them, and
so
we have had more contact with them since the video than before.
It's not brilliant, but it's still there.
So
it's
it worked.
There.
It did the job.
Yeah, did the work. It's what it was there for. Now then, buying a new boat, a narrowboat, a new build. There are things that may help you. First of all, I would say solicitor. If you can afford a solicitor, by all means use one. We kind of wish we did, didn't we? There are certain aspects throughout the build that your solicitor will know all about. Get yourself obviously a one that's familiar with boats, and there are certain parts of the journey that they will be fully aware of, and they can guide you through them, and they can make sure that you go on. For example, you pay your first payment, the steel, manufacturer steel, then your next payment's due. When that payment's due, get in touch with your solicitor again, let them know, and then they can then proceed to the next step, providing that the first step has been fulfilled correctly. Would you say that's fair?
Yeah.
So it's up to it's up to snuff, it's up to standard before you make your next payment, and then and they'll guide you through it all the way. So if you can afford a solicitor, then I would highly recommend that's the route you take. straight away. If you can't, then you're going to have to tighten down your contract, aren't you?
Yeah, they're very loose and they're very generic.
The only thing that goes on there really is that possibly the name of your boat, and it's you and your name and address, isn't it, really, to be fair. Now, we've had a lot of emails back and forth between us and Aintree in the beginning. It was about what we wanted out of the boat, what we wanted, what was going to be completed within the contract, etc. And it's all via email. But none of that has gone down in contract. The fact that it's gone via email would suggest that it's still contractable or contractual, but our opinion, our advice to you is make sure it goes into your contract. Things like the basic price of your boat is, I think in this case it was about 128,000, something along those lines, for your basic boat. Have it explained to you and written down exactly what is in that basic package. Does that include curtains? Does that include interior glazed duck hatch doors? How many duck hatch doors? Does it include the dinette? Is it an L shape? Is it a Pullman, etc.? Get everything in there. How many batteries? How much solar on your roof? What size engine? What kind of batteries you're going to have?
Yeah, really drill down into everything.
You want to know the far end of a fart, in all honesty, because when you do that homework, it will save you so much angst later on. Okay, so once you find out exactly what your boat is, then you can build on it to suit you.
And to be fair, if they're not going to put it in the contract, then you really don't want to go with them.
Walk away. There's
you
loads of boat builders.
You want to go and find another boat builder.
Yeah. As difficult as it sounds, you have to have the strength of character to be able to say, no, that's not for me. I'm not happy with that. I'm going.
And you've only put your £1,000 down for your deposit.
When you don't, well, you get that back anyway.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if you do decide to walk away because they're not going to do that, then just walk away.
Yeah, but get it all into the contract. So you've got that there, and then identify the things that you need. For example, in our case, it was the duck hatches. We wanted internally glazed doors as well, so we can open the exterior doors and leave the interior ones open, so we can still see outside, get fresh air, but without all the raws and all that sort of stuff climbing in. So things like that, under counter drawers. How big your one of ours was, we asked for an 800 litre water tank. We ain't got an 800 litre water tank, I can tell you. The dinette is supposed to be Pullman that changes to an L-shaped dinette. It doesn't do that, it's a Pullman. It's in the contract or in the emails between us, that's what we want, even including the price. So make sure you drill down on that and make sure everything that you want in that boat goes in that contract, and then you've got a good chance of getting, of having a satisfactory boat build, as stress-free as possible boat build, haven't you? But they're the nitty-gritties of it, aren't they, really, to be fair?
Yeah.
But yeah.
So that's the main thing, is to get the solicitors done. Like we said, this isn't going to be a long video. The Wednesday videos aren't going to be long videos. We're going to start next week on the stern, and we're going to go around the stern and show you the mistakes that we made, and hopefully that you can avoid that kind of mistakes, and then we will just kind of just work through the boat, and just to make sure that you are having everything done exactly as you want it and not the way that they think you should want it, because at the end of the day, it's your boat, it's your money, it's your boat.
But definitely get yourself on a holiday.
We didn't
do any of that, so that's
they are expensive. They are expensive,
but so are boats, and so the mistakes in boats are even more expensive. So even if it's just a weekend thing, get yourselves away for a weekend so you can work out what works for you, what doesn't, what you would like, what you don't like. We lived in a motorhome for 6 years, and we knew exactly what we wanted from this boat, didn't we? And still we made mistakes. So with a bit of luck, this might help you. But when it comes to the legal side of it, that's nailed on, isn't it? Every time. Yes. Definitely.
So we're going to leave it there. Thanks very much if you've made it to the end of this video, and hopefully we've given you a little bit of clarity. And contracts. Make sure your contract is ironclad.
Nail them down.
Thanks very much for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So that was nice and short in 10 minutes.
Yeah, didn't get in the bit about other people that we've seen.
No, we'll not.